Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? I've got April up and loaded and all my notes ready for you. Champion has come to be with us. Baby, you sleeping? Are you sleeping? And Tinkerbell and little Daisy over there. So here we go. This is an explosion of a month. Real quick, there's another version of this video that's just the condensed dates, just primarily the dates and the meanings and condensed for you. So if you want to watch that one, but this is the long version, has everything that you want to know, everything that I've put together for you. Okay, so here we go. Let's start. We've got the beginning of the month of April, which is, oh my goodness, primarily we've got 4 Pisces, we've got 4 Aries, 4 Taurus, like looking at like the energetics of a lot of the planets, the aspects that's going on right at the beginning. Because we've got a lot of equal values in there, but primarily those 3. Okay, so, but the one thing that this whole month is really going on is the Aries. I mean, at the very end, we've got the Taurus coming in, but man, it's going to explode with Aries energy. Okay, we've got the big Aries, Mars related Aries red. We've got the 8 of Wands if you're talking about tarot cards, and really a good tarot card to look at when you're considering what this month means. We'll get into that. I'll explain all of it. We've got the I am of Aries. Everybody knows about that. It's the name of the game. It's the extreme positives and negatives because of the solar eclipse, and we've been building up to this with all the previous months. It's action starts now. If you guys have really felt like there's been a lot of tension and pressure, but it's like the movement is just now going in. Aries is coming in. It's just like this pressure, like the kettle that's been boiling, bringing the steam wants to come out, but like we haven't like let the steam completely out yet. It's about to burst. Or another example is like when you see the rocket ships and they've got they start firing, they've got all the engines firing and everything, but it hasn't actually lifted off yet. I mean, we've been building for it. We've been setting the fuel. We've been seeing who our crew is supposed to be. We've been detoxing like crazy, but now the engines are firing and it's going to have liftoff. But the interesting thing is, because we have Mercury that's really coming into retrograde, just happened with April 1st, that it's not going to get a liftoff until later in the month. So there's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of tense energy. We're going to talk all about it so that you're successful with everything with that. Of course, we've got the fear energy that they're talking about all over. Is anything going to happen? No. Fear, war, topics about it, feeling it out, getting people ramped up and everything. But, you know, this is an election year. You're not going to do anything. Not for the United States. Like it would be very unpopular to do actions towards that right now. But they can build on it. They can talk about it. They can put a lot of fear out there and energetics like that. And just to even see how the public's like reacting to certain things. Hi, honey. I know I love you too, baby. Can we cuddle in a little bit? Okay, we've got 9 planetary conjunctions this month. I mean, it's like a pile up of planets. But you know that we've been doing this every single month since January with the pile up of the planets in each month. It's like a big rugby pile. And we're finally going to get the ball out of there and going and moving. It's a cluster and a compression. It's intense. We start off with like the sun is in Aries. We've got Mercury in Aries, but just turned retrograde. So even though Aries wants to move forward, right? And Aries is ruled by Mars. We've got the retrograde. So we've got like, hold on, you've got to reflect and everything that happens with retrogrades, right? And then we also have the planet Mars itself is in Pisces. So even though we've got this explosion of red hot Aries energy, it's being restrained, just like I said, just like the rocket ship and all the pluming, you know, stuff going on with the firing of the engines, but it just hasn't, you know, not allowed to do liftoff quite yet. That's okay. It's going to burn off all the crap, which is really like more detoxing. Like, do we need more detoxing? It's been incredible this year. Okay, so of course we have the solar eclipse in Aries. We have a Kazemi, so we have an enlightenment, we have an epiphany, we have a clarity that's going to happen with that. Venus is going to go into Aries, Mars is going to go into Aries, and all those conjunctions. All right, so first let's quickly go into the some of the eclipse information on the front end of this video. So absolutely everybody wear your sunglasses, of course. Seen some stupid stuff out there with people saying, don't worry, you don't have to wear them, and make sure that they're legit good glasses. But if you want to go to some sites that are good, there's a quick simple site called nationaleclipse.com. It's got a lot of good little maps, simple little maps, close up of the states on, you know, the line of like the totality. It starts with, you know, the eclipse starts with Texas and moves its way up the country, through all the states. I've got the states listed for you there, and because of the way it's moving up in the diagonal that it is going into, but the way it's moving, it's going to stay in its totality for 4 minutes and 27 seconds. That's a long time to see like a full eclipse stay in that. The last time it was that way is in 1806. We got to see an eclipse happen that long. Of course, the total eclipse is only going to head in that line that we see going up, the full eclipse. You know, like I'm out here in California, and we're only going to get a smidgen, only a percentage. I think ours is like 20%. That's something that one website, the nationaleclipse.com, shows, like the percentage of the eclipse that you'll see depending upon where you're at. Okay, so also if you really want a detailed site that has crazy amounts of information, there's greatamericaneclipse.com. Has lots of information, pics and videos, you know, everything. If you want everything, go to that one. The recent eclipses, we know, we kind of see that like the cross lines is interesting. As we've got the August 21st, 2017, the October 14th, 2023, and now April 8th, 2024. That cross intersection line is kind of that X there. Some people call it Little Egypt, or, you know, other stuff. And there's all sorts of people with prophecies and stuff. Nothing's going to happen. It's just going to be an eclipse. Although the what are they called? They're called like the locusts, the circadius, or every 13 years they come out and they just swarm, and that's going to happen during that time period. So it's going to look like the biblical prophecies are happening, but it's not. Okay, so oh, and if you want like this neat effect, if you can make a box, what do they call them? The camera obscura? You can make these particular really easy to make boxes so you don't look directly into the sun if you don't have the proper glasses, so that you can see it. There's lots of videos out there online that show how easy it is. It's really fun with the kids, if you have kids, to make these boxes to show how it's done so that they don't look directly into the sun. And also this neat effect with the trees and leaves. If you're by like the flat ground or the concrete and you have trees with the leaves, they can affect this like solar filter with like pinhole cameras that leave the image of the eclipse, or, you know, the half circles on the ground. Really? Come here, baby. She is all excited all of a sudden. Come here, Tinkerbell. Okay, so planets that'll be close to the eclipse are Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and Mars. I think Uranus is in there somewhere, but they didn't quite get it in. Let's see. Okay, so let's move on. That's like the main eclipse information, and I don't need to get a whole bunch into it. There's enough scary videos out there, and silly scary videos, if you want that sort of energetic. But what I will go into is some lucky numbers, lucky days. Of course, with the way I feel about lucky numbers, and they call it something else, I can't remember, but I just call it like lucky days. This is where energies are like hot and working well together in different subject matters, but really within your month and everything that you want to accomplish, you can make lemonade out of lemons. Like any day, if you know what's coming, that's why when you watch these videos, if you know what's coming and you can plan for it, then, you know, if someone else is having a hard time, per se, for example, you can be there for them. Like, you can feel the onset of some of these emotions or energies that's coming forth, but when you know it's coming forth, it doesn't surprise you as much, and you can be there for other people, or you can make a more challenging situation at times work out really well for yourself. So you can make luck your own way. But if you really want to get into like lucky numbers, I do have them for you. I figured out for myself when I was looking through everything, I'm like, these are absolutely like the lucky numbers. So we've got April 11th, 19th, 20th, 25th, 29th, and 30th. So if we go into them kind of quickly, on April 11th, we're going to get clear on something, okay? And I'll go into on the second half of this video on the exact dates and exactly why the planets and everything. But right now I'll just give you a quick rundown of just like the words of what I feel with the alignments that it's going to give you with the energetics. Okay, so April 11th, you get clear on something. It's like a light bulb clarity moment. You have realizations, epiphanies, or awareness, a luck and treasure hunting, breaking news, focus on truths, missing things show up for you, tap into what you personally clearly want to fight for, your purpose, or your purpose in life, or purpose in life at this moment. You know, it can change. What you really need to do and actions to take. That's on April 11th. It's a really good time for that sort of energy. On April 19th, oh my gosh, oh my, hot and passionate. Okay, like the Argentine tango being the operable word. Oh my goodness! Or the flamingo, and we're talking about flamingo with an E, not an I, like the bird. The dance moves, and flamingo means flame. And if you, a lot of famous dances, even some of like the slow ones. Remember once I was watching these competitions, I'm like, why do they always go back to this waltz or this da 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 da? And the more I was watching it, and I was really observing, all of a sudden I had this epiphany, and I'm like, oh my God, some of these dances are about the planets. These really old school, you know, they used to wear all the wigs and everything, the white wigs, and you know, the proper and the court and everything, and these particular types of dances. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's when the planets are courting each other and doing a particular type of dance. And when you see the energetics of dances that were created that had over time are always consistently there, I'm like, what's the meaning of that? And it's like, it's very clear with some of them that they're talking about the dances with some of the planets. When certain two planets get together and they dance with each other, what does that look like? And then all of a sudden, I looked at some of these dances on, you know, So You Think You Can Dance, or you know, some of those dance shows and competitions and everything, where I'm like, oh, I can really appreciate that now. I mean, I can appreciate, but you know, some of them were really not that interesting. But when I look at it that way, I'm like, yes, so true, so true. Okay, so this is, for example, on the 19th, when you have that, the reason why you come into like some aspects of why that would be, why that particular date would be hot and passionate, would be, for example, we've got on that day, we've got on April 19th, we've got Mercury is retrograde. Okay, so Mercury is of the mind and communication, right? It's in retrograde, so it's in Aries. So it's hot and fiery, but it's restraint, but it's hot and fiery. And then we've got its conjunction or conjoined with Venus. So and Venus is in Aries too. So I mean conjoined, obviously. So together, they're all in Aries, and Aries is Mars and Venus. So Venus is beauty and love. And hi, Star, what you doing, baby? Come on in if you want. So we've got also Mars, though, is in Pisces, so it's trying to get a lot of its feelings in there, right? Because Aries is you know, ruled by Mars, but Venus is in Aries, so Venus is spicy and hot, right? But we've got this level of like restraint, of like passion, right? And then what you've got also on that day, you've got the Sun enters Taurus, which is very grounded, right? You know, very direct and grounded and Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? Which is planet of love and beauty and expression. So, I mean, when you look at that combination, when all of those things come together, you're like, tango, 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 tango. Oh, I actually went online and I watched these videos that they had with a tango, and there was one I found with the 20 most great tango movie moments and everything. It was really fun. So if you want to have some fun, go look up like the tango. Oh, it was really great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Okay, so moving on. I must move on, otherwise this video is going to be way too long. Okay, so April 20th. It's another lucky day. Okay, so this one's going to give you like surprises, unexpected opportunity, enhanced growth, progress, innovation, breakthroughs. They're going to be breakthroughs in areas of like that Taurus has. Okay, so like the world, you could have like financial shifts with like money or currency, things that have to do with food consumption, like material related, things that bring beauty to the world. Okay, if like personal aspect, more so earthly comforts, things to do with the five senses, great movie night at home with an unexpected element to it. Right, so that's April 20th. That's a great day for that. April 25th, another lucky day. Announcements to move forward. Get that call you've been waiting for. Moving a project forward, starting a new job. That's sort of energy on the 25th. With the 29th, oh, happy day for relationships. Absolutely. As long as you're sharing the same vision and or you respect each other's choices or types of needs for freedom. If those things are in alignment, it's going to be a great day for relationships. If those things are so not in alignment, it's going to be so obvious in the relationship, and then it won't be a great day because some people might have a little bit of arguing if they really want those aspects and they're not there. Okay, but in general, it should be a happy day for relationships. April 30th, last day of the month. Here we go. Strong personal authority or conviction. Oh yeah, launching. I'll tell you all about it. But knowing the strategic actions to move your goals forward. Great day to partner or launch passionate projects. All right, so those are your lucky days. Once again, they were April 11th, 19th, 20th, 25th, 29th, and 30th. Great energy. Okay, stay tuned. We're going to move on to the next area. Okay, let's get into jumping into the whole energetic of what's happening this month, because if we really get a grasp on that, no matter what comes our way, we can handle anything. And I really do believe that, because you can see stuff and observe it more than have to completely react to it, which within all the Aries energy, there's a lot of action that's finally taking place, and we don't want to have a whole bunch of reaction. Unless sometimes when Aries needs to react, it's poetic. So, I mean, but that's up to you. Whatever you want to do. This is little Romeo over here. Came to say hello, chilling out with us. And of course, Champion's there, and Daisy can't see her is over there, and Star you can see above my head in the back. Anyway, kitty babies are here to say hello. It's part of the channel. It's part of the love of my life. Anyway, let's get to looking at the energy that is leading up to this eclipse. All this detoxing and intense energy that we've been doing this year. It's been quite remarkable. So back in January, we had like the Capricorn that we didn't get to utilize it that well, because we had the Pluto in Aquarius kind of canceled out a lot of the Capricorn energy. And so even though we didn't get a lot of movement, which Capricorn is great with projects and long-term projects, we had a lot of breaking ties, because we had the authoritative energy that Aquarius doesn't really want. And there was like a breaking of ties of anything that was the misuse of power, slavery type of energetic. There's a lot of breaking ties of January. So then we came into February, which had a lot of Aquarian mental energy, and we had a lot of detoxing. That was intense. Oh my gosh. That was a gummy month. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of anxiety, mental health, self-care, was hopefully done by most people. And yeah, there's all wonderful, great things that are happening during these months, but I'm talking about the energy that's building up to this eclipse of this month, so you can utilize it. In March, we had the Pisces energy, which is like the cups and the detoxing of the emotional. There was so much because all the planets are coupling in these energies of like Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, just piled in. Very unique this year. So what's happening is this tonage of each one of these is the, the tone of Aquarius, and very mental and like so strong that it's making us detox in those areas. And so with March, we had the Pisces with the emotional and the deep feeling and any levels of traumas. We also had the lunar eclipse that happened there. So that was past reflections. Mainly reflections, a lot of the themes are about rejection and what type of rejection in your life really affects you. There's different types of rejection. I mean, you can have the parental, you can have mate, you can have social, work, what type of rejection for you did it really, get hit upon within that energetic. But deep feeling, deep feeling. I don't know about you, but there were some movies and some things that I watched like on YouTube that if someone died or there was an incredible act of heroism and lovingness. I mean, it brought me to tears. I was just very emotional. And what's been happening, these waves, especially with the lunar eclipse, waves of emotion with all that Pisces going on. And what's happened now is then we had those crests of Aries energetic coming through, and even having levels of pissed offness or anger or whatever, like, on the crest of the waves. But now what's happening is instead of so much wave of emotions with the Pisces, we're coming into the Aries where we're having the takeoff. Aries is about the action and the moving forward and the Mars energy. And so we're coming up to this crescendo that's happening with all these different levels of detoxing with the mental, the Aquarius of the swords, with the tarot cards, the swords. It's the words and the mental. We have the emotional coming in with the Pisces and the cups of tarot cards. And then we have the action-oriented wands with Aries. I mean, we're really making to do the actions forward. Let's get going. Let's get moving. And this is what's really important is how we detox in this area. And Aries will just burn it off. It's fire, it's the element fire. It'll burn it off. If you don't get it off, it's going to burn it off, especially with the solar eclipse. And the reason why this is important is to look at your intentions behind it. Intentions behind this crescendo of what that is for you. And a lot of it has to do with a trauma of rejection. There's a big part of that theme. That's part of what we do with the human, experience here. And so your intentions behind what you do with your actions and your burn off energy is going to be key, because then we go right into the Taurus energy that's also coupled with a whole bunch of planets and elements, and that comes into the pentacles with the tarot cards with now we're going to manifest. So we had the mental, the emotional, the action, and then the manifestation into the physical. So everything that we do this month is huge on your intentions behind your actions and what it is behind it that you're doing. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. That's going to build into manifesting directly, very intensely into the end of the month and the beginning of next month. It's very exciting, incredibly exciting, very unique year. Okay, so we've also, self-image. Self-image is huge, of course, with rejection. But hopefully you'll like shed, detox, burn off what no longer serves you. Because we got to go. We got to move forward with Aries. And during the process, we've also been learning who's part of our team, who truly does support us, who we'd like to play with in the sandbox, what that looks like, what that journey wants to be for. So we've been collecting our crew for the spaceship all at the same time, getting very clear on all of it. Because here comes Aries. And the astrological new year. It's the Aries, the newborn of the astrological new year. We start with Aries. We start with the newborn child with the energetic zest to get going. Okay, and it's all has that feeling of being born again, like without actually having to die. But here we go, revving up. It reminds me a lot of the Sun card. Let me show you real quick. We've got like the Sun card here. where we're coming into the feather on the cap. A lot of times people see this where all of a sudden the sun card comes in, card number 19 comes in, and this baby comes out, and the new horse, and the feather of the red feather is all, up again. Like the death, it falls down, but we're all born again. We've got the sun enlightened, all the energy. I'm ready to go. But what's happened with this, because it's only 19, is like I've been reborn into my epiphanies and all that I've been through. I can take a new zest for life, burn off the old. I don't want to hold on to what I've learned. I hold on to what I've learned, but not hold on to the trauma. So we've got that opportunity now with this card, and it's just it's absolutely fantastic. So here we go. We come back into we're firing up the energies with the Aries energy. Pardon me. And we have one more look back because of the retrogrades, because we have, even though we have this eclipse, we have Mercury in retrograde, which is in Aries, and we've got this energy still slightly holding us back. And even with the eclipses, we have to reflect, and the eclipse will burn off the old energy. I mean, it's coming in with a bang. It is really making it happen. And so a lot of times what we've got is even like in the Eight of Wands here. Well, that's the Nine of Wands. But the Nine of Wands with this energy, you've been through so much. And actions are like wands in Aries, okay? Actions are doings and actions. And all these actions and all these doings that have happened to you. You can see this guy's kind of been beat up, and he's looking back on the past. He's reflecting on it. Now, here's what we do with the energy. Do we become, do we become jaded? Hi, Tinkerbell. Do we become jaded or feel brutal and act out on others, or do we take that passion behind what we've learned and create more things? Because these are all things, yeah, they were done to us and everything like that, but we're supposed to take them and build on them. And do we use them to help others? And we're going to talk about that right now, of all the energies of how you use it. It's everything about this month. So, being put to the challenge, right? As I'm folding all my cards over, being put to the challenge, and we really want to move it forward. And what did you learn from it? What did we learn from it? And not to try to change if there's levels of abusers. Now, I'm talking about, of course there's great stuff. We're going to talk about great stuff, but I'm talking about the pressures that are leading up to the eclipse. And the eclipse has energy that, a week before and a week after, and it's very intense, and there's so much opportunity in there. So if you had levels of abusers or rejection, or things that were really traumatizing for you, remember, we're not trying to change them. We're trying to utilize and move forward with ourselves. You can't change the snakes, okay? It's the whole, like, frog taking the snake across the river. I don't know if you've ever heard that one, where this frog comes up to the river and sees the snake. Snake says, please, I'll drown. Can you help me over the river, or I'll drown. The tide's coming, the river's coming up and everything like that. And the frog is like, but I've learned now that you're a snake, and snakes are not good, and like you'll bite me and kill me and everything. And the snake is like, oh, no, I won't do that, I won't do that, I won't do that. Yeah, I promise you. And the frog says, you sure? And he says, yeah. And then he gets on his back, he says, okay, starts going across the river, and all of a sudden the snake bites him. And he's like, you just bit me. You just poisoned me, and we're going to die. And now, why did you do that? And the snake's like, I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just my nature. And so it's lying and stuff like that. So, like, learn from these people, and it's made so that you're not meant to, like, make them into bunnies and try to give them so much love. When we're young, we think, oh, if I had them, I wasn't lovable enough, I wasn't worthy. If I could convince them or show them that I'm love, or give them love, or that's not really, I mean, sometimes in life, yeah, I'm all into love, but with the snakes, you're supposed to learn from it and move forward and protect other people from snakes, and don't put another snake on your back, and move forward and have the zest and knowledge and energy and to go forward from that. I happen to mention that for anybody who wants to take it and use it if they feel like it, if it helps them in any way. So, and to love yourself, and love yourself enough to set boundaries, not to deal with the snakes anymore. Boundaries, because we're not victims. Like, we're going into the Aries where we're the hero and they're not victims anymore. They're, bring it on. I've learned from all of this, because Taurus is coming and we're going to manifest into the physical, and all your intentions are going to manifest right into your physical. So when we look on Aries, and Aries is ruled by Mars, one thing without Mars is it's ruled by like Aries. Mars has like Aries and Scorpio energy to it, but one way to look at it is Aries is like a machine gun, because Mars is war, and Scorpio is like a sniper. And so, but there's still, that energy's in there, but we've got abundance of Aries energy, so it's mostly machine gun. Okay, so it's tricky and harsh topics with like Aries, Mars, of stuff that we're dealing with, but we have to address them. We have to deal with the challenges, and it's not good or bad, it's how we use it. And let's see, it's not what happens to you, but it's your reaction and what you do with it. That is everything. That has the last word. That is what the universe is looking at. That's what everybody is looking at. And so then we come into like the solar eclipse in the extremes of the solar eclipse in Aries and Mars. And the difficult things is not always that we always have to go to the negative, but we learn, and we can also use it to prevent them in the future or defend against them. It's the strength to fight against. And like, for example, when you have the fire element, you have the flip coin. You have an arsonist or you have a firefighter, right? You have the murderous criminal, and you have the hero cop, police officer, FBI agent, all the best of them, the best ones. Let's see, what's another one? There's like the exorcist or manifest. Are you going to make the demons flee or the demons join? So it's all like Aries energy there, and it's like one extreme to the other. I know that my sun is in Aries, and I remember feeling very much so visceral towards fallen Aries, especially fallen Aries males. Ugh. When I would meet an energetic person of that type, it's like repulsive, because it's the opposite of everything that I hopefully would like to be within the Aries aspect of myself. And as signs, we have all sorts of different planets and signs and everything. We're very complicated, but there are certain aspects that we pull on in our life and through our phases. So really learn your whole chart, because you're not just your sun sign, you're the whole chart, the rising and the moon and where all your planets are. So, but this, we're talking about just the aspect, the light and the shadow of every sign. And we've seen a lot of it this whole year between every month, because there's been such an intensity of a pileup. We've really gotten to see the light and the shadow of each of those signs because of the strong detoxing nature. It's been amazing this year. Okay, so you can be the hero to zero with Aries, very much so. You can be Captain America, or you can be the absolute criminals, worst criminals. Like, that's both Aries, the highest to the lowest. Okay. Oh, there's also like, where do you utilize that energy? Like martial arts, that's Aries. Utilizing the energy correctly and not putting blame on. The more you put blame on others, the more you get angry in Aries and bitter, and you can go down that deep, dark way. Or you can help people out in those situations. You can learn from it, learn from that energetic, and move forward. Even anger transmuted, you can use it as a protective force. Feeling reaction gives you information. It drives you in life. Oh, woo! Aries can give you drive. And movement. It demands movement. It demands something gets done. And it's not overthinking. It's like when you put your hand in the fire or something gets hot. Like, you pull it back. You're not thinking, oh, maybe I should pull it. Oh, maybe I should do this. No, man, you react. It's like a dog's getting beat up and torn apart by another dog. You just get in there and just separate them. And Aries will get in there and separate a dog fight while everybody else stands around and does absolutely nothing. Also, like the patron saint of police officers is the Saint Michael, right? That's the elevated. Saint Michael. You know, if you know, I'm not trying to be religious. If you know anything about the Saint Michael, you understand that's Aries, right? To serve and protect the highest level, not the bad police officers, cops, whatever. Like, we don't like them. We're disdain. Oh, it's horrible because it's the opposite of what the best of the best represents. Peace or war. What to conquer with Aries? Aries wants to conquer. Mars wants to conquer. What are you conquering? Look at Muhammad Ali. Martial arts. Muhammad Ali. He was a very interesting one because like he elevated, really wanted to conquer things, but like he was against the war. That's kind of like Mars and Pisces. The energy that we had with him. But he's a really great example of Aries at the more elevated level. Let me look here. Okay, so danger. When we have danger with like Aries, it shows you opportunities to be courageous. Sometimes higher forces, your guides, or you want to be courageous, it's going to give you an opportunity to be courageous. Not like all of a sudden we're just going to give you courage. We're going to give you an opportunity to show you have courage. Like, you can do this. And that's Aries, because it's not going to be, it's going to be opportunity. You just got to act. You got to act. Action, doings, wands, Aries, right? It's amazing. It's amazing at its highest level. It's so exciting. All this fear everybody's spreading, yeah, whatever. That exists. There's the shadow side. There's the light side, for goodness sakes. Fear. How you act after the rejection, types of rejection, wounds from the past and from whom or what. It's all things to consider. It's the opportunity for growth. You can move forward if you can get past the blame. There's so many situations where I'm not going to argue with anybody that that person did this and da-da-da. And yeah, if we sit, we'll implode if we just sit in that person's actions. And you just got to take the next step to move forward. And what did I learn from this? How can I protect others? What's the knowledge and information of what I can give to others? Are you going to help someone else, or are you going to just take the energy and just lash out and be angry at the world? I understand. There's things and times in my life where that was what it was going to be. Angry and lashing out. Yeah, that's what it was going to be. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying there's just the different opportunities. Okay, Aries, these are a few little facts we'll move forward, but Aries expression word would be the F word, sometimes it's the only thing that fits. It's defiant, it's got charge, and actually every single sign, because the F word can be used. So, and I'm just trying not, I say it all the time, not all the time, but I say it in my life, but I just don't want to say it on the channel here. And too many, maybe younger people could be watching, it's possible. It's defiant, it's actionary, it's aggressive, and even with the other signs, there's ways of using the F word that, like, if Gemini wanted to say it, how would they use it? I think I'll do a video on that because it'd be really funny. But with this one, it's like, need to do what you've got to do. That's Aries. Once again, do, actions, doings. No, and nobody gets it done like an Aries. Absolutely, hallelujah on that one. The Aries will stop the dog fight when everyone else is watching. It's concentrated extreme heat because it's fire, right? And that's what this eclipse is. It's gonna burn the stuff off. It's amazing. It's exciting. Okay, it's like the hand on the stove or branding. You don't have time to think. You just react. It's the sword of passion. Focuses you into action, motivates you, right? Get you going, energy, vigor, provoked into action, imposing. See extra notes. And consider whether this is like an internal, or it's an external, or it's something in the world that's being Aries-like, martial, and giving it to you so that you can have the experience, whether it's from you or from the world, right? It can be coming around you, but it will be. You'll be seeing it or being it, right? That's all the different forms that it can express itself. Okay, it's a gift of growth. And also it's interesting too, it's like with our youthfulness, with like the Ten Commandments, for example, there's a lot of Aries stuff in there that's like, don't do, like, don't kill, all the adultery and lust stuff, like, you know, it's the red lower chakra, root chakra points, which is Aries and red. We're very young here, and this is a big level of, can we grow up in those areas? Can we not do so much of the shadow side and bring it out to the light? Yeah, it's interesting with all of that. The I am, personal initial actions towards passions. Strategist, right? Rise above the mental and emotional triggers. So we just went through. We went through the mental, we got very clear on them, we went to the emotional. Can we rise above it? Right? We're not forgetting them, but can we rise above it? Can we do something with it? Doings. Use the knowledge of the mental and the feelings as tools. Observe yourself, pause, and then choose. Observe others. Don't take it personal anymore. That's hard. That's easier said than done. But if you sit in the constant personal, it's hard to move forward. You'll self-implode. So remember, it's their perspective or their issue. It's not yours. It's their thing, right? It's theirs. Let it be theirs. Yeah, it happened to you, but let it be theirs. You know, it doesn't make your worth or your value because of somebody else's actions. If you are overwhelmed with emotions or anger, well, I'll say it, give it to God. I mean, I'm serious. Like, if there are times, sometimes it's too much. It's too much. And it's gotta come off my shoulders and the higher power or whatever, and just like take this from me for a moment. I need help. I can't hold it right now. You can ask for that help at any time. I mean, really. Really, 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 really. I mean, this is really quite a time. I mean, people are being prophetic with the videos, but they're just spreading a whole bunch of fear. I'm just talking about the connection level. And you're not alone. You're really not alone. Okay. And also with the emotions and anger, don't act unless you are genuinely backed into a corner. Then you have to, right? But if you have the opportunity to observe it, wait, right? Carefully observe all of that's going on, and then choose after. Whew. You don't have to react. You don't even have to participate. Just because some people try to involve you in something doesn't mean you have to participate in it. And we always think that we have to participate, and we don't. Choose what's worth it. Absolutely. Take that moment. Take that moment. Use the power of it, but take that moment. What's important to you? Aries is about kicking butt. Yeah, it is. Expressing your passions, and you will not be stopped. Challenge yourself. Create what? There's tension behind it. It's to push you forward. It's all good. Remember what you are trying to create, not destroy. Now here's the little nuance. Because sometimes with Aries, you can get caught up if I want to destroy that thing, instead of saying, what do I want to create so that doesn't continue to exist or to hurt others. There's a nuance, because one is taking you slightly down the dark side of Aries, and the other is making you into Captain America. But it feels much better. It's more productive too, and it doesn't join you into that negative energies that make you do as bad things as, you know, when you get like jaded and over angry. Are you gonna, for example, like pedophiles and narcissists and everything, are you gonna stop that one? Of course, stop them, but or are you gonna create laws and communities where they can't even exist, right? And the beauty that happens within the communities in that aspect of creation and getting way ahead of it, and so expansive that it encompasses a larger picture. So that's the difference in using the energy to create good with Aries, right? Instead of just being angry and explosive. That's why people have like wars and everything like that too, a lot of times within the Aries energy. Let's see. Because coming into Taurus, which is coming in, it's going to manifest into the physical. So your intentions during this month are key. Affects your community. I know I already said it. Sorry if I repeat myself. I do apologize. Trying my best here. And definitely not going to go back and re-edit this too much because I don't have time. I'll put on the screen real quick some of the shadow effects and the light. But let's start with the shadow effects. Just you can pause the screen or look at it, but these are some of the really low. But I don't want to. They're there, and we must know about them, and they exist with Aries. But I don't want to like be on it too long. But of course, we've got the worst of the severe level with like the wars, the violence, hatred, murder. We've got like the worst level of Aries with the shadow, negative, fallen effect of Aries. Every single sign aspect has the light or the dark. So that's the dark. But let's go to the positive. Let's go to that positive because I want to go to the light, the positive elevated. So let's look at some of those. We've got willpower. We've got the action, some of the biggest leaders, coaches, and captains, the determination, the courage, the fighting for the underdog, the spiritedness, the heroes, true heroes. We've got the military and the elevated level, which is to serve and protect, not at the shadow level, which is tyranny, right? We've got the moral high ground. You will not stop me from singing the truth energy. Aries doesn't need anybody's approval to move forward, but yet they still can lead others. There's passion and love. It's fighting the good fight. There's a positive and independent quality. But it's like it really is heroic. So those are the shadow and the light, and those are a lot of the energy that everybody's having to undertake. So I just wanted to go through some of that. There are some other things within like the body. It rules like the head with Aries and the blood, some of the muscles, buttocks, genital area. So sometimes people can have an elevated level. Oh, Daisy, Daisy. Okay, go have some water, honey. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, she wants to be fed. I'm going to turn this off. I'll be right back. Right back, right back. Okay, had to feed Daisy. She's ill, and she's giving it the good fight and everything. But thanks for giving me a moment to feed her. So the last little areas here with the Aries Mars, the last thing I'm talking about, I just wanted to give you all the energetic because that's what you've got going for you this month. At the end, there'll be the Taurus energy, but really got to get through. You really got to focus on that energy with the Aries to make your Taurus the most successful manifestation that you can. Anyway, so the social correspondence with the Aries of Mars is, athletes and fighters, boxers. It's, there's different things, mechanics. They say masons, working with your hands, iron, fire, metalsmith, making swords, literally. And like the military, police, martial arts, the whole Mars. Martial, the marshals come to town. It's where the words come from, martial arts, and all of that energetic. So I am really excited now to get to the actual dates. I'm sure y'all been waiting for this, but the dates, all the exact planets and where they're going. Let's get right to it. Okay, here we are. Here we are with the planets and exactly what's happening with all of them and the dates, and I'm sure that's important to a lot of people. And this is Cappy. Cappy just came by to say hey and hang out with us in the kitty lounge here. All right, so we start off with, obviously, at the very beginning, we have the April 1st. Okay, we have the Mercury. I always have a hard time with that. Mercury goes into retrograde. Okay, it starts going backwards, and all the things apply with what happens with when Mercury goes into retrograde. But it's in Aries, so it's in Aries going into retrograde. So it's putting a stop or slowing down on things. It's preventing the Aries forward action movement from going forward. So it makes it reflect, makes it be really intense. Can build up some areas of like anger or pressure, frustration of not being able to go forward, or even feeling anger towards someone, aggression and stuff. That stuff can build up during that time. Just pay attention to it. It's trying to tell you something. Okay, so it makes you stop and come into awareness. Aries wants to move forward, but must reflect. Slow down, reflect, take pause. The Eight of Wands, we talked about that before with, it was not the Eight of Wands, it's the Nine of Wands. But looking back on all the actions or doings, what you learned from it, and taking that and moving forward with it. It's really, really important right now. So because of this retrograde, Mercury, which has to do with the mind and has to do with communications, it's making it stay in Aries for like almost a 2-month period, because it was moving forward and then it's going back and then it's going to move forward again. So it's a long time in Aries to be thinking in levels of communication in that energetic. It's fascinating. So be patient and don't rush, and you can't because we're in retrograde. So slow and steady wins the race. Really big. Slow and steady wins the race. One foot in front of the other. And Aries is very determined. So, that energetic is there for everybody, and we will get there. We will win that race. Okay, so obviously common Mercury retrograde things are travel, contracts. Travel can be contracts, not necessarily a good thing to sign. Write down your thoughts, write down everything, and it's so funny because sometimes that can really help and get you organized. And then one of these notes that I was just reading, which is really funny, is old lovers come back. A lot of times in Mercury retrograde, old lovers come back. People from the past can come back. But I tell you what, if an old lover comes back during the time period, it's not usually going to be well received, unless someone's looking for something really passionate. But not necessarily with all that we've been going through is that going to be great. Okay, so moving on to the next date, we've got April 4th. Venus enters Aries. That's not, but it's spicy and passionate. Remember this, on the positive side, it's Aries doing that flamingo dance, being passionate, or Venus, that is, coming into Aries. But it's the opposite of Venus, because, Aries is Mars. Mars is the opposite of Venus. But when Venus comes into it, she's going to be passionate. She's going to express her passion. And a lot of times they say when this happens, it's all is fair in love and war. That saying. Well, that's now, opposites attract. Passion to Venus beliefs with the beauty and love. Old issues in relationships not working. It can bring up fights in relationships if Venus is not happy. Because Venus is willing to fight for something. That's what, Aries is coming in. Venus is willing to fight for it. Is passion going to get you back together, or it's going to break you up? No, I won't take you back. These are my notes, of course. Not good day for business or signing contracts. Self-love is good. Very much so. Passionate about self-love. Giving yourself a little love, which we don't do that often, honestly. I mean, no, there's a lot of narcissism and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go to April 8th. We got the new moon total solar eclipse. Here we go, in Aries, of course, obviously in Aries. But we've got the heroic light flushing out the murderous dark. We talked all about it. A reveal to move things into action, ready to make the change, a new job, or it's a sudden quitting and getting fired sometimes. New relationships moving, eclipsing the past, death of the past, launch into the future with a new you, new life. Remember, Aries is the first sign of the astrological new year. So it's the new, it's the newborn baby, new action, new you, the new you. As long as you don't linger and blame others. If you linger in blaming energy, which it's easy to do, then you'll fall into the shadow side of Aries. So, I mean, you can do whatever you want to do, but it's not fun. It's not much progress. A lot of times with solar eclipse, we have sudden endings, the death. You can be a hero, a zero actions. It's going to burn off the crap. That's for darn sure. Can you take the heat? Can you take the burn? Can you take the stuff that either is coming from you or at you? Right? What do you do with that? Just understand the energies and understand your reaction is all that matters. Okay, so obviously with the eclipse, it's in the high solar max. We're in the max of the solar energy, so the sun is like flaming like crazy. It goes every 11 years. It flips. It flips its poles every 11 years, and it goes into the solar max, and that's what we're in right now. That's why a lot of people were predicting, oh, we're going to have like electric stuff going down and this and that. But we're very prepared in the United States, so it might happen more in other countries, but not as much here. But yeah, we're in the solar max this year. We're right up there. Anyway, so also sometimes with solar eclipses, they would say like God is angry at the king, and so we would see a lot of things with either kings being gone or being born. It's like a karmic cleansing. Lots of fun, interesting information on solar eclipses. You can look it more up. Also, we have the conjunct Chiron 19 degrees. So like conjoined, same, both at 19 degrees, right? So when you have the Chiron is healing the wounds. The warrior, the wounded warrior that's going to be healed. So that's why we have more opportunities, I would say, with this solar eclipse. Even it's passionate, but we've got Chiron in there that is really about healing old wounds. So it really can be utilized for the better side of that Aries, Mars energy. I really do believe in that. And also it's an election year. So if anybody's talking fierce stuff, it's just talk. Talk, 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 talk. Okay, go to the next date. April 10th, Mars in Pisces conjunct or conjoin, whichever word you want to say, Saturn in Pisces. So obviously both in Pisces, right in alignment with each other, overlapping, right? So this is the positive side of that. You know, Mars does not, and Saturn, but definitely Mars does not like to be in Pisces. It's the opposite of Mars. And Saturn is making Pisces grow up. You know, because Saturn's like the father figure. And Pisces is emotional and giving and artistic, and but not always necessarily like that aspect of it. So responsible, and Saturn comes in and makes it grows up a little bit. Mars has to get more into its feelings, which Mars isn't always that interested in, but like the deep feelings, what matters, the depth of the oceans that Pisces brings, right? So on the positive side, we have the endurance and resilience. We endurance from Mars, resilience from Saturn, right? But deep beliefs and learning, a search out for or listening to a guided master, right? It's a good time to channel, give structure or focus, that Saturn aspect. Due to the eclipse, there might be levels of outbursts, though. Mars being put under pressure with this, the outburst, if you looked at something like that, I mean, that would be like in the seas or oceans if there was a dam breaking or, well, that's not sea or oceans, but sea or oceans, something happening there. We saw the bridge accident recently, you know, something like that, or hopefully not a military thing, but something happening in the ocean. That can, on the negative side, happen during this time period, but it's like taming of the wild Mars. It's balancing, and you know, that's not bad. It's this does help balance all the Aries going on right now. So I mean, I don't mind Mars being in Pisces at all, with so much Aries energy on its own. Mars can be in Pisces, great. We need it to balance things out. So it's perfectly fine being there, right? Mars needs to reflect on its feelings. But don't push it. Let's see, great day. This is April 10th is a great day to take a break, meditate. It's that hot, cold combo. Don't push it. Go with the flow. Yeah, because of the challenge of opposite energies of this, there can be frustration, constraint, rain, floods, loss, thing like of that energy to express itself in the earth way. Let's see, anything else you need to know? It's just going to be a little uncomfortable for people at times. That's what I'm saying. Take a break. Go deep. It's okay. It's felt deeply. Pay attention to your emotions. Do what personally do you have to sacrifice to move forward, right? That's a good thing. Deep emotionally, what do you have to sacrifice to go forward? You ask yourself that question. See what comes up into your mind. Fighting your feelings or learning to grow with the experience of your feelings. Okay, so that's April 10th. April 11th, Sun in Aries, it's in Aries, is conjunct or conjoined Mercury in Aries, which, as we know, Mercury is retrograde. And it's also like, so that's obviously like, that's a Cazimi, which when Cazimis come in, that's like a light bulb moment, right? So we've got the passion of Aries, correct? Passion, movement. This is a really, really great day for clarity on what you're passionate about in the Aries energetic full sun realizations, right? I mean, this is like the gladiator realization. This is at the level, at the highest hero revelation energy, right? That best part of you, the hero, the highest side of Aries, could really come forward on this day. Light bulb clarity moment, realization, lucky, treasure hunting, epiphany awareness, breaking news, clear on something, focused on truths, missing things show up. Tap into what you personally clearly want to fight for, your purpose, what you really need to do, and actions to take. So, I mean, this is a good time if you want to start writing stuff down and like get focused on that. You have high clarity on April 11th. Okay, April 19th. Mercury, which is in retrograde in Aries, is conjoined Venus in Aries. This is the one that's all the passion. This is all the one with like the tango and the flamingo, right? In the detailed description, we talked all about that. It's doing a slow but passionate, intelligent dance, right? Opposites attract, passion, sweet, intense communication, long phone conversations with the ones you love, telling someone how in high awareness, how awesome they are, right? Awesome. Thinking of communication and passion, beautiful ways. And also on this day, we've got the sun on this day enters Taurus, right? Right. So Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So we're looking at the Venus Aries, Mercury Aries, and we've got the sun entering Taurus Aries. So, and Venus is love, right? Love. Love is in the air. So, I mean, everything about this date, April 19th, is passionate. And really go watch some YouTube videos on the tango, the best tango dances. And that is what this day is about. I mean, if you really want to know the energetic of this day, just watch a tango. All right, April 20th. Jupiter in Taurus, conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Yeah, see, we've got the Taurus all coming in, fixed sign, solid, right? We finally got the ground, and we got that pentacle energy coming in, because now it's coming in. It's what your intentions and what you've gotten clear on, right? We're going to manifest it. We're going to bring it into the physical. The universe is going to work with you to bring it into the physical. This takes place every 14 years, this Jupiter in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. And this isn't a like one-day event on April 20th. These are slow-moving planets. And so they've been like walking in the garden for a while, right? The gardens, Taurus. Walking in the garden, right? So they've been with each other. Now they're really, really tight. And I mean, they're twirling now. It's a slow motion, but they're twirling because they're conjunct. So this feeling is a very nice, solid feeling that we've actually felt all month, because they're right next to each other all month long. Okay, and that's good, because we need grounding. We need grounding with the crazy intensiveness of Aries, right? And these are Jupiter is positive, right? Right. Uranus is surprise. So let's see, positive, enlightened observer with a spontaneous innovator, right? We've got the one that's the enlightened observer, right? Jupiter, he celebrate what he's next to, Taurus, and we've got the spontaneous innovator, which would be Uranus. Spontaneous, surprise, unexpected opportunities and quantum leaps of progress, development, wealth of knowledge. You have to grow suddenly, sudden changes, rapid developments, the themes, finding, discovering, growth in Taurus areas. Areas such as money, currency, labor, financial shifts, rapid money change or acceleration in material, about material items, tech science breakthroughs, okay? Comfort in food or earthly items, thus applications or innovations in how food is produced. And that's one example. Taurus likes freedom, which is rapid acts for security and safety, definitely. Taurus loves security and safety. Pleasures of all the five senses. And let's see, beauty elevated and expressed. Great time to go to a concert. Yeah. Energy of the Renaissance, rich growth and expression. Like fireworks lighting up a magnificent garden. Good job. I like that, Pam. So good time to launch a business related to a passion considering beautiful or earthly things, encouraging Taurus behavior, comfortable, movie night, all that sort of stuff. It's a good day for that. All right, so let's move on to April 21st. This is when the comment called Pons Brooks is coming through. I don't know if it'll be able to be totally seen yet, but it's really coming into this area of sky, and they say it's when it should first be able to be seen. So that happens, this comet happens every like 70 years, 71 years. So, and it's coming through in Taurus, right by Jupiter and Uranus. They're walking through the garden. And what we have with that is Taurus. They're witnessed by Jupiter and Uranus. So it's going to have that energetic. That's why I think something more positive will happen with. A lot of times with comments, people say, oh, negative things are going to happen. No, I don't think so. Not within who's witnessing them. Give a witness. Can I get a witness? Something goes out with a bang. Comets can do that. Beautiful departure. That's almost like a celebrity that's an icon. Exits. And that would be maybe a day before, during, or after. Could have that. Right? Going out with a bang. Someone who will really truly be missed. Okay, so a star, somebody important that really made a difference. Okay, April 23rd, Moon in Scorpio. Okay, so this is the only day that I kind of, for me, when I observe this energy, it's just like at night, it would not be the night I'd want to be out in. I'm not trying to self-fear or anything on this, but really, honestly, full moon in Scorpio, we've been restrained, and the pent-up motions of Mars, which Mars has Aries and Scorpio, you got a full moon. It's finally getting released. I think Scorpio is going to be rather active in pent-up energy and frustration, and just a lot of stuff needs to come out. So the night of this on a full moon, I think the police are going to be, you guys have a lot of people on staff that night. Also because it's square Pluto. Pluto's in Aquarius. Aquarius doesn't like authority telling it what to do, so it could kind of like a highly expressive, aggressive night. I'm not going out on that night. Honestly, I'm just not. I say the prayers for the police force. It's bad enough on full moons, but what we've just been through with all the eclipse in Aries and the explosion of energy and then jumping into Scorpio, anyway, you got my focus. All right, it's a focused, intense release. Release me. Sniper focused of what you want and direction. So, anyway. April 25th, Mercury goes direct in Aries. Okay, guess what? The spaceship finally moves and launches. It's all go now. It's all go. We've got what we needed to do. We burned off whatever we needed to burn off. We went through. We got the last things of the detox area of Aries Mars. It's time to launch and action and move. And the elevated Aries wants to go forward. Right? So Mercury goes direct. We've got the mind and communication. Let's do this. Let's go. Launch. Let's see. That launch that you've been waiting for. You might get to the new job. You might hear new. I can't speak. News that you've been waiting for, wanting. Answer the call. Future information, announcements, launching your actions, or knowing now what actions you want to take. Yeah, you're clear now. You know what you want. You know the actions and the doings that you want to do to meet your passions, right? They're going to be incorporated into your goals. So we're still post-shadow with they call that post-shadow of like just moving forward again. So all communications and all the technology stuff can like take a rest and like start working again. Contracts are good. And it comes to, it's like Mercury's going to say, whatever didn't kill me made me stronger. And it truly is going to be that. So let's get to work, right? Okay, cool. All right, almost done here. April 28th, Mars in Pisces, conjunct Neptune in Pisces. As we know, Mars in Pisces but here we go. Let me tell you, Mars is in Pisces, but on April 28th, only 2 days later, it's going into where it loves to be in Aries. Okay, so this is like at the very end. Mars is at the very end of Pisces. It's conjoined or joined up with Neptune in Pisces, and so it's going to be positive. It's like that last chance for Mars to have a deep feeling with its emotions and whatever it learned, and give a wave before it goes into its element of Aries 2 days later. So Mars in Pisces, April 28th, Mars in Pisces conjoin Neptune in Pisces. That's inspirational, deep feeling actions in storms. Like that's the energy of it. Good for writing songs and poetry, dance, drumming it out. Last acts of the inner warrior, reflecting what his emotions have taught him before going out in battle, but not to discuss it with anybody. That was my version of what I felt that was. I'll say it one more time. Last acts of the inner warrior, reflecting on what his emotions have taught him before going out to battle, but not discussing it with anybody. Kind of private. Private but deep. Hopefully will help to have built his or her character and empathy for suffering, especially others' suffering. During this time period, you might have somebody, you might be observing it more than anything. Especially if you've watched this, you'll be observing it more than in it. And having empathy for it. Empathy for others. All right, so the literal meaning with some of this, you can have ocean storms, you can feel tired, slow, maybe take some salt baths, time to cleanse in water or clean water, like polluted water to clean it. And then sometimes it says it can be a hidden attack. Hidden is Neptune, right? So, and Pisces is all sea, and Mars is like the warrior. So some people like literally say a hidden attack at sea, right? I mean, that's like the literal type stuff, if you wanted to go that way. Oh, cutie boy. Okay, so last two. Venus, okay, April 29th. Venus enters Taurus. Venus is at home with Taurus, right? They're together. They're the same. Squares Pluto, though. That's okay. Because now we've got four. We've got four in Taurus now. So we've got a lot of energy going on. We finally crossed over from all that Aries energy, and we've got some really solid Taurus energy in there. Okay? So what do we have? We've got the Sun in Taurus, we've got Jupiter, Uranus, and now Venus in Taurus. All right, so we're pretty solid in Taurus. Taurus is fixed sign. It's solid. It's very earth. It's pentacles in the tarot. It's trying to manifest things. It's family. It's lineage. It's all of that. Think of like Ten of Pentacles, right? What we want to build to make it really last. Also, it's Venus. So this is April 29th. Venus enters Taurus. Venus is love and beauty, expression of that, right? So now we've got Venus is happy in this. I mean, that's its home base. Solid and secure as long as respected freedom, choice, and sharing the same vision, harmony in relationships and business. Relationships is good. It's happy. April 30th. Mars enters Aries. So here we go. As I was talking about, Mars is also now entering Aries. And it's sextile, which is a positive, Pluto, so everything's going for it. Mars is moving. Mars is in Aries. It's got its focus. It's got its vision. It's time to go. It knows what it wants to do. It's got its warrior game plan, how it wants to accomplish things. So, I mean, it's great energy. Good thing that really, I'm so happy that Mars was in Pisces, you know, during this month earlier to offset everything. So, but now it's in its element and it's solid in all the Taurus energy. So it's all balanced. It's wonderful how it all works out. This is Mars entering Aries means personal authority, strong conviction in strategic actions, moving forward with goals, focus, launch with partners, projects, or personal projects. Excellent, excellent. So that's all the information on the exact dates. All right. Hey, we did it. We did it. We got it in there. You know, this is long enough. I was going to go through some tarot cards with you and explain some other stuff, but you know what? We really got it going on. So it's good. I don't need to go through the tarot cards with you to, you know, you get your to-do list going and all that. I hope this was very helpful for everybody. And check out your, which should be putting out right after this, check out your tarot cards for all the signs. Make it short and brief, but this should have given you really the energetic that if you understand it and you feel it, once it comes upon you or around you, like you're going to be successful. And we want to be the elevated energy in Aries, the intention behind it, so that you can manifest that into the physical of the Taurus that you're coming into. And also we have the emotions of the Pisces, the deep flowing waves of caring emotion, right? So it can be a magnificent month. And I wish you the best. And all the babies wish you the best. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie, that I go. I'm sorry. All right, you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate them. Have a good one. Later. And of course, mush mush.